Martin, you know how we sometimes talk about strange stuff, things that just don't make sense? Well, I've got a collection of stories that have genuinely haunted me my entire life. I mean, they're not just, oh, that was weird. They're what in the actual world was that kind of moments.
Oh, you've definitely piqued my interest now, Peter. You're not usually one for hyperbole, so if you're saying haunted, I'm bracing myself. Lay it on me. What's the first one? The earliest memory that sticks with you?
Okay, so this goes way back to when my younger brother was born. I was just a little kid, and I'd been moved into his room to share, making space. One morning, I woke up, and something was just off. I was tucked into bed in this incredibly precise way.
Precise how? Like military grade bed making? Like someone had a ruler and a protractor?
Exactly. But here's the kicker. My body was aligned in the completely opposite direction, like my head was where my feet should be. And the covers, they were so tightly drawn around me, I actually struggled to get my arms free. It took real effort, not just a casual wiggle.
Whoa, that's unsettling. You were a kid, though. Could you have just been, I don't know, really restless in your sleep, like an Olympic sleeper gymnast?
I thought about that, but the precision, Martin. It wasn't just I got tangled, it was someone repositioned me. And the tightness of those covers, it felt intentional, like someone had meticulously tucked me in, only facing the wrong way. It still gives me the creeps thinking about it.
Yeah, I can see why. Especially as a kid, that would stick with you. Did you tell your parents? What did they say?
I must have, but I don't remember their exact reaction. Probably brushed it off as a kid's vivid imagination or a weird dream. But I knew what I felt. It was too real, and it was just the beginning of things I couldn't explain.
Okay, just the beginning sounds ominous. What came next on Peter's list of unexplained phenomena?
Fast forward a few years. I'm about 15, a fresh-faced teenager, you know? One evening, I'm heading downstairs to watch TV, just chilling out. As I pass my old bedroom, which my sister Rose now occupied, I glance in, and there she is, perched on the top bunk, looking right back at me with this kind of mischievous smirk.
All right. Okay, so far, so normal. Sister being a sister.
Right, totally normal. So I call out, "Hey Rose, come down and watch some TV with me." And then this noise from the living room startles me, like a sudden thud or something, just enough to break my focus. So I rush downstairs to see what it was.
And?
And she's already there. My sister Rose is sitting on the couch, looking as baffled as I felt. I swear, the look on her face when I burst in, asking how did you get down here so fast, was pure confusion. She had been there the whole time, apparently. She hadn't been upstairs.
Wait, so you saw her on the bunk bed, called out to her, went downstairs, and she was already downstairs? That's impossible, unless she's secretly a speedster.
Exactly. My mind just went blank for a second. I raced back upstairs, completely bewildered, straight to the bedroom. And it was empty. Just an empty room with the light still on. No Rose, no trace of anyone. It was like she vanished into thin air.
Doppelganger. You saw her doppelganger. That's what people call it, right? Man, that would mess with your head. Did you tell her what you saw?
Oh, absolutely. And she swore up and down she hadn't been upstairs. She was equally freaked out. For years, we just kind of chalked it up to a ghost, you know? An old house, strange occurrences, classic haunting stuff. But now, thinking back with more knowledge, I have a different theory.
Okay, hit me with the new theory. Is this where we get into the really esoteric stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I now truly believe it was the work of a jinn. You know, from Islamic mythology, supernatural creatures that can shapeshift, manipulate reality, appear as humans. It fits so perfectly with what happened. The precision of my bed, the doppelganger. It just makes more sense than a simple ghost for me now.
Jinn, that's a deep dive. So, not just a random apparition, but something with a more defined power set, almost? Like it wasn't just a passive presence, it was actively messing with you?
That's how it felt, like it was showing itself or playing a trick. The mischievous smirk on Rose's face, it wasn't her usual look. It was almost taunting. And if you consider the bed incident, that also feels like a mischievous, slightly unsettling prank rather than just a random haunting.
That's a fascinating interpretation. It gives these incidents a whole new layer. So these started when you were really young, then teenager. Did they continue into adulthood, or did things calm down?
Oh, they absolutely continued, Martin, and they actually took a much darker, more disturbing turn. This next one happened when I was about 14, so around the same time as the doppelganger incident. I stumbled upon something horrifying in our front garden.
Oh no, the tone of your voice just changed. This sounds serious.
It was. Our family cat, a sweet old thing, was sniffing around something, and when I got closer, my blood ran cold. It was the cleanly severed top half of a hare, just the top half, no bottom.
Yeah, that's gruesome. But you know, animals do horrible things to each other sometimes. Could have been a fox, a bigger predator.
That's what I initially thought. But the cut, Martin, it wasn't ragged, it wasn't torn, it was so impossibly precise, it looked like it had been made by a surgical blade. Clean, too clean to be an animal. And here's the part that really got to me. There wasn't a single drop of blood anywhere around the carcass, not on the grass, not on the hair itself, nothing.
No blood. That's impossible for a fresh cut, especially for something that size. So, like, it was drained or something, or severed somewhere else and then placed there?
Exactly what I thought, and the look on the hare's face, pure, unadulterated terror. Its eyes were wide open, frozen in an expression of shock and horror. It looked like it had died swiftly, unexpectedly, and in absolute fear. It wasn't a fight. It was instant.
That's profoundly disturbing. A clean cut, no blood, and that look of terror. That doesn't sound like animal predation at all. It sounds like something else entirely. Human, perhaps? Some kind of disturbed individual?
That was one of the theories. A twisted human, a sick mind. But the precision, it made me question even that. What kind of person could do that so perfectly, without leaving any trace of blood? It felt almost otherworldly in its execution. I mean, it wasn't just a bad hunter situation.
No, definitely not. A hunter would leave a mess. This sounds like an experiment or a statement. Did you report it, or was it just one of those things you found and then it was gone?
My parents saw it too, and we were all just so horrified and confused. We didn't really know who to report it to, honestly. It felt like something the police would just shrug at. A dead hare, no blood, weird. We just buried it, trying to forget that image.
And that chilling image, the one you can't shake, I can only imagine. But this wasn't the last of the animal incidents, was it? Knowing your luck, there's more.
You know me too well, Martin. Years later, between 2014 and 2015, my parents' backyard became the final resting place for two more deceased animals. This time, cats.
That's even worse. Pets. Were they your cats?
No, thankfully, not ours, but they were neighborhood cats. And here's the thing, both cats were from about a mile away. There was no apparent reason for them to venture so far, especially to our specific backyard. It wasn't like a natural route or anything.
So they were intentionally brought there, or like dropped there.
That's what it felt like. And the way they were found, their heads had been brutally bludgeoned, not just hit, but like repeatedly and viciously. It was a gruesome sight, sent chills right down our spines again.
Okay, that moves from unexplained mystery to deliberate cruelty. Bludgeoned heads? That's horrific. And two different cats from a mile away in your parents' backyard? That can't be a coincidence.
Exactly. The first one was bad enough, but when the second one happened, in a similar fashion, we knew something was seriously wrong. Were these just animal attacks, like by a sadistic madman, or something even weirder? The hare incident, no blood, The cats, bludgeoned and placed, it felt connected somehow.
It paints a disturbing picture, doesn't it? The sheer variety of these incidents, from the almost playful manipulation of your bed and the doppelganger to the utterly brutal and cold blooded animal mutilations. It almost feels like a progression.
That's precisely how it feels, like I've been marked, or that my family's property has some kind of drawer for these strange phenomena. It's not just a one-off anymore. It's a pattern, albeit a terrifying one.
So let's break this down. The bed incident and the doppelganger, your theory now leans towards a jinn. These entities, known for shapeshifting and mischief, potentially even malevolence. That makes a lot of sense for those specific events, the subtle manipulation.
Right. It explains the calculated, almost playful nature of those first two incidents. It wasn't violent, just reality bending, a demonstration of power maybe.
But then we have the animal mutilations, the hair, a precise, bloodless cut, pure terror. The cats, brutally bludgeoned and placed. Those feel much more physical and violent. Do you still think jinn, or does that lean more towards something else?
That's where it gets really murky for me, honestly. The jinn theory felt so fitting for the earlier stuff, but these animal incidents, they're so much more overtly violent and physically devastating. It makes me wonder if it's the same entity, just escalating, or if these are entirely different forces at play.
Could it be a human connection for the animals? A disturbed person? Maybe someone with a grudge? Or just pure psychopathy, targeting your family indirectly by desecrating animals on your property?
It's definitely a possibility, and a horrifying one. The thought that someone could be so sick, so sadistic, to do that to animals and then leave them for us to find. It's sickening, but the hair with no blood, that precise cut, that still nags at me. It doesn't quite fit a standard human perpetrator, does it?
No, it really doesn't. That specific detail pushes it into another realm. You mentioned extraterrestrial beings in your summary, too. Is that a serious consideration for you?
It is, for the animal incidents especially. Think about it. Advanced technology, surgical precision, no blood, perhaps even a way to transport the animals. It sounds like something out of those alien abduction stories, but with animals. Samples taken, experiments done, then discarded. It's a terrifying thought, but it accounts for the bizarre nature of the evidence.
It does, unsettlingly so. The cold clinical precision of the hare's mutilation definitely leans into that non-human experiment vibe. And the bludgeoned cats, if they were transported and then left, perhaps as a message or a warning, it's a terrifying prospect. So you have three main theories vying for explanation here: jinn, disturbed human, or extraterrestrial.
That's right, and the frustrating part is that none of them fully explain all the incidents perfectly. The jinn fits the early, more subtle, reality-bending stuff. The human element explains the pure malice and cruelty of the bludgeoned cats, and the extraterrestrial angle provides a compelling explanation for the impossibly clean cut and lack of blood with the hair.
So what's your gut feeling, Peter? If you had to lean one way, what's the most persistent whisper in your mind when you think about these events collectively?
Honestly, I think the early incidents, the bed and Rose, were definitely something supernatural, like a jinn. There's a mischievousness, an intelligent manipulation there that feels distinct. The animal stuff, that's where it gets complicated. It feels like either a human who is deeply, deeply disturbed and also incredibly cunning, or something completely alien. The lack of blood on the hair still haunts me the most, I think.
It's the impossible detail, isn't it? That's the one that defies rational explanation the most. And it occurred on your property, just like the other incidents. It seems like whatever it is, it's drawn to your family or your home.
That's what makes it so chilling. It's not just random events out in the world. These things have consistently happened around me, around my family home. It leaves you feeling vulnerable, like you're living in a reality that's just a little bit thinner than everyone else's.
I can only imagine the unease. You must always be looking over your shoulder, questioning the mundane, wondering when the next impossible thing will happen. It's a constant reminder that there's so much we don't understand about the world, or even the cosmos.
Exactly. And it's not just scary, it's also profoundly thought-provoking. What if our understanding of reality is just a tiny sliver of what's actually out there? What if these beings, whether supernatural or extraterrestrial, are just living alongside us, occasionally intersecting with our world in ways we can't comprehend?
It's humbling, really. You've certainly given me a lot to think about, Peter. These aren't just spooky stories, these are real, lived experiences that defy conventional logic. And the fact that they've punctuated your life for so long, that's truly unnerving.
Unnerving is the perfect word. They're etched into my memory, these chilling reminders of the mysteries that surround us, and I don't think I'll ever truly get answers, but sharing them, exploring the possibilities, helps make sense of a world that sometimes feels profoundly senseless.
Well, Peter, thank you for sharing these incredibly personal and unsettling stories. It's a testament to your resilience that you've navigated these unexplained phenomena throughout your life and are still here to tell the tale. And it definitely leaves us all with a lot more questions than answers about what truly lurks in the shadows or even in plain sight.